Hey everyone, and welcome to the Adolescent Mind podcast. Today you're joined with me, Lily Powell, your host, as well as Christian Dragon and Finbar Mason. We're going to delve into some topics and show you the inside of an adolescent mind. Enjoy. So welcome to the first episode of the Adolescent Mind. Since you don't know us three yet, here's a small introduction for all of us. I'm Lily, I'm 16, I can play a few instruments, and honestly, that's about it.
Hi, my name's Christian, I'm 15 and I'm from Romania.
My name's Finn, I'm 16 and I like long walks on the beach.
Sorry to cut in, however, I am sad to say Christian will not be in this episode due to some technical difficulties. However, I do hope you enjoy the episode ahead. But to kick off today's episode, we're going to be talking about coronavirus and how it affects us and teenagers in general. So, Finn, how would you say coronavirus in general has affected you?
I'd say in general it hasn't been too bad because my life was pretty much inside anyway. I play Xbox, Minecraft, all of that, to be honest. So much hasn't changed for me. But I'd say school has been the weirdest thing. Obviously, like, it's weird. I can't tell whether I like being off school or whether I don't like being off school because there's some aspects that are all right being off. Like, I get to ignore my teachers and do whatever I want in the lessons.
Literally.
But then I feel like I can't do half the stuff. Like, I can't focus properly when I'm at home. And I keep getting like headaches as well. It just makes it really hard to focus, I feel like.
So, in terms of like production and productivity, do you think it's a lot better for you at home or a lot worse?
See, I feel like I'm going to get a lot like a stick for this. But I think you'll probably agree with me though. Like, I think it's so much better being like at school because you just get more stuff done. Because there's nothing to distract you. Like here, I'm sat, I have my Minecraft open on a second tab. All I want to do is sit and play my Minecraft. You know what I mean? But like, I also need to actually do something in my lesson, but I just end up sitting playing Minecraft or ignoring my teacher or just walking off somewhere in my house.
Yeah, I'd say the same for me. In terms of productivity with school stuff, I'm all for. Literally, over the past 2-3 weeks, however long we've been doing it, in total, I've probably joined about a quarter of my lessons. Apart from that, I've been on Minecraft, just doing anything else except for it. But productivity with other things, I'd say, is a lot better. I mean, last night we decided on this podcast over the past few weeks we started streaming. We've made a load of Minecraft worlds. I've made a load of songs, played a lot more guitar. So in terms of productivity with that, I've been a whole lot better. But school, yeah, definitely down the drain. I don't even want to go back.
See, I'd agree with you with the music. I think that's one thing we can really relate. Like can really like relate to is I've made a lot of music over like this time. I've made a lot of music and I feel like it's really helped being like off school. I've had time to like clear my head and think, and I think it makes it a lot easier to write music that way rather than like having to come home from school after you're already tired and then try and write a song. You just don't want to do it.
I think as well, a lot of teachers and people in general understand that it's hard. It's hard for them as well. A lot of them are at home doing these calls and it's difficult for everyone in general. But one thing that has really annoyed me, my teachers, and probably some of yours as well, have started setting homework. I hate it.
No, see, I don't have the homework that bad. I've had homework in maths and maths and science. But now I feel like homework is just kind of work in general. It's all kind of blended into one. Because I'll finish the lesson. Because usually, like, I don't know about you, but my lessons are finishing like 10-20 minutes earlier, right?
Yeah, normally.
So I'll finish my lesson, and then I'll do my lesson work and my homework all in one, and I kind of just get it done. So I don't really have too much of a problem when it comes to that. But no, I get what you mean. It is annoying when like the teacher gets to the end of a lesson and they go, "Oh yeah, right," and I've set you homework. It's like, that really? Is
like,
there a need?
I'm not being funny, but I don't do most of the work in the lesson, let alone after it. And it's homework. We're already at home. Like, what are you getting at? But, I mean, ever so slightly moving on. There was, a while ago, some conspiracies about COVID. That it was government planned, that, obviously the China thing, but there was a lot of things. Maybe it was like, an evil scientist, pow, oops, came out the lab. Look, coronavirus. What do you genuinely think? Do you think it was just, like, a disease, or there's, like, just another explanation?
Well, yeah, see, I spoke about this before. Not like on stream, but like I spoke about this before with like people. Like, I don't feel like that's needed because if you look at like all the things that have come out about the government, how they've like been listening to people's phone calls and that, if they wanted to kill off a bunch of people, they could do it.
Yeah.
They could do it. They wouldn't need a coronavirus. They could kill off as many people as they needed, and they'd be able to get away with it. China do it.
Yeah.
China kill bare people, and they just don't put it on the records. So barely anyone knows.
Don't they?
People know it's going on, but they have nothing to prove it.
Yeah, it's like the Holocaust, but it's like double the amount of people, isn't it? I feel like I saw that on Twitter not long ago.
Yeah, it was like a big thing. Like there were loads of deaths, but they didn't record any of them basically. So pretty much they didn't happen. But because of how the Chinese government is, it's like so tight around there. They control the internet and everything.
Oh, yeah,
so it's not even like people can just go and like say, oh, they've done this, this, and this, because the internet's all like controlled over there.
It's mental. But I don't know. With me, I feel like I want there to be a conspiracy because I like going in deeper. I like looking at all the different angles and thinking of all these random different things. But realistically, with everything, all pandemics come around, viruses come around. It's I don't know. I think it's just easier to believe that it was planted, so we all have, so we have someone to blame.
Yeah, I think it's that. Yeah, like I was gonna say, I think it's that. We're all just looking for some sort of hope to cling to.
Literally.
Something that we think is gonna save us. They're like, oh yeah, it wasn't actually a real like pandemic thing, that we just wanted to thin down the population or whatever. Which is people just want something that's gonna like make them be like, oh, okay, it wasn't just something that could come around any time or that could resurface in 3 years and kill off everyone. Which I think is what most people are scared of, is that this isn't going to end.
Yeah.
It's not just going to go away. I think now 2021's hit, it hasn't just got better. I think people are realizing now that this is kind of just a thing that's going to happen, and we're going to have to deal with this, and it's going to be a problem for quite a while. And I think this is what's shaking most people up with this lockdown that's going on now. People are like, okay, this is kind of more serious. The first one everyone was joking about, but now school's compulsory and everything's getting very strict. I think people are starting to freak out a bit.
Oh yeah, like we were sort of saying earlier, like our lessons are quite strict. They haven't been too much over the past few weeks, but I know now a lot of people are getting calls from teachers at our school in particular, basically saying, why aren't you on the calls? Get on the calls. And I'm pretty sure if you don't, some point soon, they're going to be giving fines out to parents.
It's funny you say that. My mum spoke to me, I think it was last night maybe. So I've been to all of my lessons, right? Mm-hmm. I missed one lesson. I'm pretty sure it was my last period French lesson, like yesterday or the day before or something. Mm-hmm. I missed one lesson, right? They straight away email my mum and say that if it carries on, that she'll be getting a fine. It's one lesson, right, that I've missed out of all my lessons that I've been to, and they're already like on it straight away.
I bet so.
Like they wouldn't even do that normally in school. Like if I skipped a lesson in school, the chances of my mum being told on like a last period, very little. Like I've done it.
Literally.
And
So
what I mean?
Another thing that I just thought of, have you seen the anti-mask protests?
Oh, don't get me started. I'm not even joking.
Oh my god.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's like, I'm not gonna wear a mask. It's like, okay, don't then die. I don't care. Like what? Like I don't get it. People just don't understand. I get it. I get the whole thing they've done. Like they're holding like, oh yeah, it's a. I don't even know what their point is.
God knows, honestly.
I don't even know, to be honest. But sure, if you don't want to wear a mask, then fine. But don't like go and protest in big groups and stuff, because it just causes it. It's not that like I care about them, because if they want to do something stupid, fair enough. But police have to be there.
Yeah.
And then you're putting other people in danger whose problem it isn't. That's not the police's problem that you're there or that you don't want to wear a mask. But then you're putting them in a situation where it could be dangerous for them and their families. And then that's going to have a problem with someone who wasn't even involved in your stupid protest. And now you've caused problems for however many people by infecting police officers who were just trying to do their job and trying to do their duty of what they've been told to do. I think it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. As well, I think as far as I'm aware, it was put in a few days ago as an official law that you have to wear a mask. So if an officer stops you, they can genuinely just pull out a fine. So that's something.
Rightly so. Yeah. I don't. It is crazy though. But I mean, like I said, people are scared. This isn't. Well, I say it's something that hasn't happened before. It's not exactly something that hasn't happened. Like they've had things like the plague and that have happened. Things have gone around. There's been a problem. There's the whole Ebola thing that everyone was scared of. Then that just disappeared. No one talks about it anymore. But I mean, I don't know. It's because it's affecting us more. I feel like the whole Ebola thing didn't really affect us as much. We had like 2 cases over here, but they got cured like straight away. This corona thing is killing loads of people. But that's the other thing I want to ask you about. It's killing loads of people, they say. is it though? Because if you have COVID within 30 days of getting, it's something like within 30 days or 90 days of getting hit by a bus, per se, it would be counted down as a COVID death.
Oh yeah, I've seen
even though
a
it has
lot about
nothing
that.
related to COVID.
You know what? I actually have a proper story of that. So my mum works in quite a public place, obviously, so she speaks to a lot of people very regularly. And there's this couple that come in a lot, and one of them sadly had cancer, and they did pass away. It was the wife in the relationship, and basically they knew she died of cancer. Everyone in that hospital knew. The husband knew. The whole family knew. But on the death certificate, it was COVID. And he basically fought to have that changed to cancer, and he was threatening to take it to court and everything. But I think that's just a real example of, like, they are just putting COVID deaths down, which I think as well is why a lot of people don't believe in it.
Exactly. But I get why they've done it. They've done it as a scare tactic, right? They
Yeah.
want to scare people into doing what they want them to do and doing what they think they need to do. But if you do that and you end up lying to people, you're gonna lose that trust that you have, right? Because people are going to think, well, they've lied to us about the COVID deaths, so what else are they lying about? Is COVID actually a problem? Are we actually in danger? Or are they just lying to try and, like people are going to say, people are going to make up more conspiracy theories. Are they lying for some reason? Are they trying to hide something? What are they trying to do? People are going to start questioning it.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the end of the day, there's only a certain amount I guess they can do, which is why I don't get why everyone's blaming Boris, because there's in the end of the day, there's only a certain amount that they can do, right, to try and sort this whole thing out. And any way they try and sort it out or try and help, someone's going to have some sort of problem with it.
Yeah, I think New Zealand, I don't know if you've seen how they handled it, but theirs was incredible. So obviously they had quite a high COVID rate at the beginning, so they went into a national lockdown like straight away. So they were in that for a little while. You know, literally, I don't think anyone could actually go to work unless it was like in a supermarket, I believe, things like that. And then they were COVID free. They could go to concerts, football games. They could go to bloody just massive gatherings in general. And then they got 2 more cases again, and they instantly went back into a national lockdown. It was 2 cases out of the entire country. Bang, national lockdown. And then they're out again. They are fine. They are free of COVID. They are living their life. And then you look over here. We're in lockdown 4, 3, or whatever number it is. Tier 4, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, tier 4 right now, yeah. Well, we're not even in tier 4 anymore. We're in national lockdown, I think, at the moment. We've not even allowed to be in tier 4 right now. But, you know, I mean, we've been putting down national lockdown. But yeah, I saw that. Everyone, it was in New Zealand and all that. Yeah, I saw like some of the people partying like that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think they dealt with that. That's like a good way to deal with it. But I feel like even if like London's done that, British people, like if you don't live in England, you won't understand. They're so stubborn.
Yeah, 100%.
So stubborn. You can literally show them someone doing something and dying. I guarantee you at least 20 people will still try the same thing just to see if they actually do die.
Honestly, 100%. It's a joke.
It's ridiculous. And even if like 10 of the 20 people do die, people will be like, well, obviously not everyone dies, so why don't I do it?
Yeah, in the first lockdown, the amount of people that didn't take the first lockdown seriously, or even this one, to be fair. I know a whole lot of people who are still going out, still meeting, still going in parks, in each other's houses. Yeah. But it's kind of like, what can you do, honestly?
Yeah, to be honest, at this point, nothing. I mean, not many people, well, not anyone I know of has been affected by COVID. Obviously, I had my positive test, but I had no symptoms, so it's not really something I'm gonna drag on about because it didn't really cause any problems for me. But yeah, like I had that whole thing happen. It was fine. We didn't go anywhere. Like the only time I'd been out was like Christmas Eve. Yeah. And I got my test in like a few days into January, so I'd already been isolating for like a week anyway, but I still isolated for 2 weeks after that because we isolated from when we got the test. Obviously, just, you know, because it's just a thing to do. I don't need to go anywhere anyway, so I thought I might as well just stay inside. It's not really going to affect me in any way. And we did that. It was all fine. It's like, it's not an inconvenience. Like, you just go in, you stay at home for 2 weeks, and then you save like however many people that you may have like met up with. But I guess people just can't deal with having to stay inside.
I feel like I see it different to a lot of people as well, because quite a lot of my family have had it. Like my dad, my mum and my sister all had it, which means I probably had it, but I was too scared to get a test. But, you know, I didn't have symptoms. My sister didn't get symptoms until quite late. She lost her taste and smell. My mum was just typical kind of headaches, aching, and then after it had gone, like after her isolation period is when she lost her taste and smell, which was really strange. My dad, he had it quite bad. He had sweats. He was, just really achy in general. And then my grandparents, they were who were hit the most.
God, yeah.
But it's not really in the way that people think. It's not they're laying there, kind of really suffering like that. It's more because they're so achy and so down and unmotivated. Basically, 5 times worse, like flu. Because of that, they kind of don't really eat or drink. They're not getting the right vitamins. And I think that's what ultimately leads them to die, because that leads like a gateway to a whole lot of more things. We spent a whole lot of time over there, like constantly giving meals, drinks, constant snacks, just making sure they were on their feet while still getting rest, so it didn't hit them like that. And only now they're actually doing a lot better, but it took a good month and a half, and it was bad, but you do start to see how badly it does affect some people.
See, that's why I felt really, really lucky, because I wasn't affected anywhere near like as much. Like me and my mum, we were really confident, right? So we were meant to be going back to school, innit? And this is before they'd said, "Oh, we're not going back to school anymore." And I was sat there like, "I don't see the point in this. This is stupid. I don't see why I should have to get a test. I haven't even been outside for 2 weeks. So how am I going to have coronavirus?" And I was like, "If your test comes back negative, there's no way that I'm going to have this, because it's literally going to be impossible. How would you not have it, but I have it?" When my mum was the only person who was leaving the house. And when it came back positive, me and my mum were both like, "This is ridiculous. It makes no sense." Because it just didn't. Like, I hadn't been out at all. I'd like been the one people out of my friendship group who wasn't going outside and doing whatever they wanted. I was abiding by the COVID things and all of that, and I was doing what I could to stay inside. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still got it somehow. And then I see like people going outside, and I feel like I might as well. I got in a really like bad mood about it. And I was like, I might as well have just gone out and done whatever I wanted anyway, because I've caught it. Yeah. Like, I was like, I don't, like, and I just got in a really bad mood, and I was like, I don't see the point of me doing all this, making my time worse, when I've caught this virus anyway. Like, abiding by their stuff hasn't done anything for me. I've just wasted time inside when I could have been outside enjoying myself, and then it's just self-isolated. I mean, now I look back on it, it's just something that's going to happen. I mean, I feel like most people are going to get it now because of how common it is. So, I mean, I'd rather catch it earlier on than later on. I mean...
Yeah. I mean, quick question before we move on to the next thing. If we are able to get vaccines, do you think you'll get one?
Jeez. Well, I'll keep it short. Personally, I don't think there's going to be any issue with it. I've seen the videos that have been surfacing on Instagram and all of that, of like people saying, "Oh, I've had the vaccine, it's done this, that, and the other."
Okay.
But to be honest, the stuff that I see on Instagram that isn't true, I don't believe half it anyway. So
That's
I mean,
fair enough, yeah.
Why not? You know what I mean?
I'm the complete opposite. Not because I'm like one of these people like, "Oh, they're probably putting chips in us and they're tracking our every move." Not because of that. I just have an increasing, crippling fear of needles. I hate them. I hate them. If I see a needle, I promise you, I will vomit at least twice. I hate it.
I mean, I almost threw up doing the COVID test. So,
oh my god! Don't.
I mean, I've already been through that.
Oh, that is grim. Well.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Next topic. What's in the world? We've already spoke about what's in the world a lot because, I mean, COVID, that is in the world. However, we are going to be talking about the current issue with school meals. So, a few weeks ago, they decided to take away the £30 school meal vouchers and replace them with food packages. These food packages were supposed to be equal to these £30 vouchers, but in reality, they actually cost about £5 something, and a lot of people rather didn't get their boxes, or their food was mouldy, not fresh, not very kind of nice. So that kind of struck up the debate of quality over quantity. If you're going to be giving smaller amounts of food, then at least make it worth their health. Like, it's not a joke, it's child's health at risk, it's child's hunger. I don't know what they're playing at here.
No, yeah.
But anyway, after a big strike up of that, that's when the government decided to swap it back. You know, everyone can get their £30 vouchers, and for the time that the bundle and like boxes were there, you could then like make up for that time with the vouchers, which, you know, that was quite good. That was fair. And now
seems fair.
for the half terms, they have decided we're not giving out the vouchers, we're going to be doing bundles again. I just don't think it makes sense, because if you know how much uproar there was and how much it didn't work, if you're trying to swap that for a week alone, the amount of confusion and anger, and to be honest, most people probably won't even want the boxes at that point. They will probably do anything else than receive those boxes.
I think that's just ridiculous. There's no point in just messing people around. If you want to do something and it worked the first time, just stick to it. Don't bother messing around.
Exactly.
Like going on and off, in and out of ideas just confuses people and just gets people annoyed. You're not going to be able to work like efficiently if you keep switching to different things all the time. If you're going to pick something, I say stick with it. Then if it doesn't work, you can change it and adapt.
Yeah,
even ask the people who it's going to.
Yeah.
Surely
that's
that would be a better idea.
100%. But relating to that, a charity called Bite Back 2030, I actually do work quite closely with them. I am a youth leader. They've decided to make a new campaign called #FixFreeSchoolMeals, and it's doing pretty well on social media. It's getting a lot of comments, a lot of shares. Personally, my posts, they've got a lot of likes and shares too, as well as on Twitter. We've got a lot of celebrity people. Dr. Alex, or whatever his name is, not in a rude way, I just forgot his name, from Love Island, he's been reposting. So it's doing pretty well, but I mean, realistically, in the next few days, we're expecting a response from somebody in the government, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, unless you've got anything else to bring up at this point, I think we're done.
No, yeah, I think that's a good way. I think that's a good way to end it off. Yeah, hopefully we can push for something better in the beginning of 2021, and hopefully look to more of a positive year.
Indeed.
But no, I think that's a good place to end it.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching or listening, depending where you are watching this podcast from. That's been us. Thanks for watching. Bye.